So in psychology, you have something called appeal to authority. That's actually what I'm doing with you guys when I give you the studies. I'm appealing to authority. We assume these studies are accurate, right? Um, so I appeal to authority. I talk about, for example, you can Google his books; they're pretty good. Dr. Goleman over at Harvard, right? So Dr. Goleman, he's considered the grandfather of emotional intelligence, and he discusses a lot about emotional intelligence and EQ and why EQ is so important. So I kind of frame it under that perspective that his studies show beyond a doubt that people with higher EQ are more successful in life. And even as a company, if you hire people with high EQ as managers, you are more successful as a company. And therefore, companies are hiring people with high EQs because EQ, not IQ, is the largest determiner of success in life. In fact, guys, you're not going to like this. IQ has no correlation with success in life. Zero, zero, right? What has correlation with your success is your EQ and how rich your parents are. I don't know. You don't want to hear that one, but that's one of the realities of it. We can grow and we can do a lot. And again, you can have high IQ and you can be crazy successful, right? Elon Musk, right? But high IQ is not universally correlated with success. Keep that in mind. So I tell you these so that you can give this information to parents, and then you can also discuss after you give them this, right? You encourage them to look into it. You can talk. One of them is failure, right? And you can talk about when kids learn that failure is good and not to be afraid of failure. Because if they're afraid of failure, they won't try hard enough. Okay. If you feel failure, you won't risk it. You won't try harder. If you want, you can just, you can make them focus on their ego. By saying focus on their ego, I mean focus, they want their kids to succeed in life. It's one of the rare things that's external for your own ego, right? You want your kids to be successful. If you want your kids to actually go to a top university, MIT, right? You're going to fail. You have to fail to get in there. If you literally applied and you said, these are my perfect scores and I have never failed in my life, you have a 0% chance of getting in. You had better have failed. You better be humble and you better be able to show what you've learned from it and how it helped you grow. Because again, you're not going to put satellites or you're not going to mine asteroids. You're not going to go to the moon. You're not going to go to Mars if you're not going to fail. If you're not going to fail, you're not going to try. If you're not going to try, I mean, that's it, right? We there's a lot of stuff on the internet about that. You can definitely find some things that might relate to them better than these things, but just try to show them that the more they fail, the more they're likely to succeed. I remember there's this one thing I saw online, and it said this. It said, if you know that you must fail 39 times before you succeed, how fast would you fail? Actually, I want to print that and put that in my office, right? And the reason is you don't know how many times you're going to fail. You don't know, right?